now I want to talk about a pretty big signing across football, and I know it hits Jet fans a little close to home. Jamal Adams becomes the fourth highest paid linebacker in the NFL. He gets $17.5 million a year, beating C.J. Mosley by $500,000 a year. He's just behind Darius Leonard, Fred Warner, and Bobby Wagner as far as linebackers go. Eat a bag, Jamal. I don't care that you got paid. I'm still upset with you. I don't like you. I hope you suck. And I want the Seahawks to be terrible so we get a better draft pick. Richie, how are you feeling about this?
Listen, man, I have an interesting relationship with Jamal Adams. You know, I really was obsessed with him when he was on the Jets. I was like, I had two of his jerseys. I thought he was on a, you know, a track of being a very great player for the Jets. He was easily my favorite player. And then he pulled, you know, that nonsense. And where I'm at with Jamal right now, you know, I might be in a little minority with him. I feel like that the contract he's got is ridiculous. Definitely a lot of money. I really still think he's a very, very good player. But the way I'm looking at it is, hey, thank you, Jamal Adams, for what you did for us. You didn't help us win, but you got us 2 first-round picks. And no, you basically got us Elijah Vera Tucker and a future first-round pick. That's awesome. Thank you for your duties. You got paid. You got what you deserved. And sayonara. You know, that's really it. I don't really hold Jamal Adams I don't really like hate him as much as I used to when he initially got traded. At that point, I felt like, you know, a girlfriend cheated on me or something. It was like one of those experiences. Like I put so much time of being obsessed with you and telling all my friends that you're going to be one of the greatest of all time. And this is what you do. But now I'm at to the point where like, all right, Jamal, you're a beast. I love his mentality on the field. Definitely a diva off the field. He is a me player. And I don't really like that. That's one thing about him that I'm honestly happy he's not a New York Jet, simply because he cares about himself more than his teammates. And that's not somebody I want on the Jets. But I do like his mentality. Other than that, when it comes to his play style and his energy, he's just a crazy talent, in my opinion. He definitely is more of a linebacker. It looks like that. He cannot cover for crap. But hey, I might be in the minority with Jets fans, but I'm happy he got the bag. And I'm also happy that he was able to get us Elijah Vera Tucker in a future first-round pick to help us in the longevity of our, trying to get this organization the right situation to succeed. Because without Jamal, we would not be able to have all this capital that we rave about and have a left guard like Elijah Vera Tucker we're so happy about and another first-round pick next year. And at the same time, I'm rooting for the Seahawks to fail this year so we can get a top 10 pick.
Catherine Deslong Champs. Thanks so much for becoming a news member of the Jets Talk 24/7 channel. Boys and girls, drop some Jets in the chat for Catherine becoming the news member of the channel. I want to throw out a few stats. Seattle Seahawks defense, passing defense, 31st in the NFL. Seattle was ranked dead last in completions given up. I think rather than signing a linebacker, they should have signed a safety or a cornerback. Sorry, I'm very salty. I'm not going to give this up. I will be anti-Jamal through the entirety of this season, and then I can kind of let it go because at least we have something at stake with this first-round pick. Green Bean, talk to me. How are you feeling about Jamal Adams signing this big deal?
Well, I'd like to point out that this was the sticking point as of last week. The 17.5 was already done. The Seahawks wanted to give him 38 guaranteed. Jamal Adams was trying for 40 million guaranteed. So I read something today very, very quickly. It said the Seahawks caved. That's actually not what happened. They held on to they said, this is it. This is what we're giving you. And then they threatened to do the yearly thing. So I really, it's a small consolation for me, but I think it's nice to know that Jamal Adams is the one that caved and went toward them. I need everybody to know that. That's the truth of the matter. Now, it's still a lot of money. I don't think anybody's crying tonight. But I think the Seahawks are going to regret this. Hey, look, if he comes out and he gets, 14 sacks and maybe he catches his first NFL interception of a starting quarterback in year 5 as a defensive back, maybe that happens. If that happens and they improve, then great. But I don't see that. I mean, Jamal Adams has dropped more picks than anybody in his position should feel like have the guts to ask for that kind of money. It's not that he's just up on the line playing like a linebacker. There are numerous interceptions that hit him right in the hands, face, or chest, and he drops them. So that's a really concerning aspect of his game. But I think the reason they paid him, make no mistake, it's because Joe Douglas fleeced the living hell out of them, got 2 first-round picks. That was what, a year and a half ago or whatever. They're definitely not thinking that they would do the same trade again. There's no way in hell that they would do the same trade after watching what he did last year. Again, the kid that came in and replaced him when he was injured got 2 interceptions in replacement duty for Jamal Adams. Jamal Adams came back. Don't forget, Sam Darnold literally threw a pass to his chest and he dropped it. So this is a guy that, in my opinion, like Brittany said, he's a good football player. He is, but he's a me player. He doesn't really care about the team. He's always looking to improve his own stats. He never would have fit here. And Joe Douglas put Seattle in a terrible position that they just paid a safety that can't catch $17.5 million a year for 4 years. So I think it's nice because maybe we won't hear this stuff anymore. But I could not be rooting harder against the Seahawks and Jamal Adams because I would love myself a complete Seattle implosion and a top 10 pick next year.
It would be absolutely incredible. Another thing to note is that
it'd be
it'd absolutely be fantastic. Nice thing. Jets get 2 first-round picks out of this whole deal when everything's all said and done. That's 5 years each. 10 years total of player control, cheap player control, at positions likely more impactful than box safety, while Seattle is going to end up getting, less 2 players plus a massive contract, which I don't know how they're going to handle the rest of their contracts moving forward, because you got to think DK's got to get paid this offseason. I think he was the same year as Quinnen Williams, right? This is his 3rd year. So after this season, you'd have to be at least considering, because he's going into the last year of his deal next year. He's only on a 4-year contract. So are you letting DK?
DK Metcalf.
DK Metcalf.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's going into the final year of his deal. So it's going to be
don't
interesting
forget,
to see how it plays out.
Seattle has lost good players for contract stuff before. Like they traded Frank Clark because they didn't have the cap space. Dude, how good is Frank Clark? Now that is a guy that you don't want to let go off your team. And they traded him for the number 30 overall pick. I believe it was just the 1st-round pick. I might be wrong on that, but they gave away Frank Clark. He went to the Chiefs and helped them win a championship. And then they're giving Jamal Adams $17.5 million a year. Like the Seahawks, God bless them. And they figure out a way to be relevant and good. And hey, man, you got to give it to them. But they're not known for making good deals and good trades and good contracts. Like they're perpetually in trouble and they make silly moves often. And I think this is just another one for them. And look, Jamal Adams has never really done this yet, but I can see it. I could see him being the type of guy that now he's paid, kind of taking a little break. I don't know. That's just my own brain thinking. I don't have any, I'm not going to argue that, but I could see that. Like if something's going wrong, he's the kind of guy, in my opinion, that would rather it be, going poorly because of his choice rather than going poorly while he's trying his damnedest. And I just, I don't know. I'm gonna keep an eye on this one. I'm gonna see how it goes over there. I love rooting against him.